your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Hey, man, check it out. Back at it again. Another video. Y'all know how we get down. I'm here for a long time, not a good time. Let's get straight into this video. We have the best Larry Bird revenge story ever told. Let's get straight into this video, though. With that being said, I ain't going to do too much talking. Let's see what the best revenge story it is.
A handwritten letter delivered to Bill Laimbeer before playing a game against him. And it said, "Dear Bill, f*** you. Sincerely, Charles Barkley."
Okay.
And as one might expect, they got into a fist fight that game.
And now Barkley gets into it. He and Laimbeer. And now there are some punches thrown.
Whoa, Barkley, you got to handle yourself better.
Who got into a fight with Laimbeer 3 years in a row, was questioned about Bill Laimbeer. He said,
"Bro, look at this shit, bro. Y'all, like, this is when y'all was actually getting away with fighting and doing all the other bullshit. This is the punches y'all throwing? Hold on.
Now there are some punches thrown.
Look at this.
And when Robert Parish, who got into a fight with Laimbeer 3 years in...
Why did you, and then bro did this. Like, if you go full circle on him, he just, y'all see, look at this, bro.
And when Robert
Look at
Parish
this. My man's.
fight with Laimbeer,
My Laimbeer push you.
3 years in
You pump fake the punch. You're supposed to go all the way. Then when you did try, he already was out the way. Come on, man.
was questioned about Bill Laimbeer.
He keep on doing this. He not even trying to really hit him.
You can't say something nice about someone that don't say anything at all. So I'm saying nothing at all.
Okay.
But nobody hated Bill Laimbeer more than Larry Bird.
Ah, shit.
I never really ever liked Laimbeer in any social situation.
No.
Yeah.
And it's because he was a dirty player.
Okay.
The 80s, when I played, there was a lot of cheap shots. If you go back and watch the Pistons playing against Chicago, I mean, Michael and Scotty were getting pounded. And a lot of it happened after the whistle. Like, you're going in and you get fouled, and the guy
Oh,
goes
what are you
in.
doing, bro? That's why when they say the 80s, I know y'all try to make a case saying the 80s was more physical and things of that nature. I feel y'all. But like he says, a lot of cheap shots, bro. It's a lot of after the whistle shit. It's a lot of not making a play on the ball. I'm all about, if I go to the basket, okay, boom, let's keep going. Hey, body-to-body contact, shoulder contact. You hit me straight right here on my chest. That's cool. But all that, and all that, all that, that's not, that. Let's play basketball, fellas. Why are we referring to that as more, well, we try to make that shit back then a good thing. I'm all for the tough fouls and nothing easy at the basket, but trying to really hurt someone, clotheslining them cheap shots after the whistle, like Larry Bird just said, that's not basketball, fellas.
And that's a free foul.
What is that?
He'd hit you and all that, but he'd hit you, you know you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
But he didn't try to maim you.
Right.
Bill tried to hurt you.
Got it back, so they reset it at 5. Laimbeer walked with it, then committed a foul, knocked Bird to the floor. Celtics are very unhappy about it.
Yeah, caught Bird in the jaw.
Yeah.
And Larry's a little upset.
And, he was one of them guys, you shoot a jumper, he tried to slide his foot under. And, he was one of them guys.
That's defense, guys. That's the more physical shit y'all talking about. That's not defense. You're trying to hurt somebody. Again, I'm all for. I don't like if I shoot and you touch my hand a little bit, we can let that go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting hella mad if I go to the basket and you hit me like this. If the ref don't call, I'm like, what the fuck? But I'm not mad at you. I have a problem with the crazy ass fouls after the play, the cheap shots injuring people. That's not defense, bro. That wasn't defense.
You shoot a jumper, he tried to slide his foot underneath your ankle so you twist your ankle, and that's why Parish always
really used to do that?
If you watch any of our old games, Parish was always twisting his ankle against the Pistons. So one time I shot a jumper and Laimbeer did it to me, and I stepped on his foot, but I stepped on high and twist my ankle. I don't know, a quarter or two later, he was shooting that jumper. I slid mine in there. That's the last time he ever did it.
Really?
Ooh.
And when Bill Laimbeer was called the NBA's dirtiest player by Michael Jordan,
Laimbeer and Jordan. Yes, indeed. There are punches thrown.
he responded in a way that really showed his true colors.
Michael Jordan may be a very good, outstanding basketball player, but as a individual, down-to-earth, hard person, he has. I mean, who is he? Who cares about him? All he does is play basketball. In the world, he's this big.
I don't know about. I did hear Michael Jordan's not the greatest person off the court, but from what I'm seeing, it looked like you wasn't that good of a person either. Let's keep watching though.
And during the 1986 season, when the All-Star team had just been announced, Bird asked a group of reporters if Laimbeer, who had been an All-Star the last 3 years with the Pistons, had made the team again. And when he heard Laimbeer was not selected, Larry Bird said, "Good. Now I won't have to worry about him getting on the bus and saying, 'Hi, Larry,' and me having to say, 'F you, Bill.'"
Okay.
That year, they would still see each other in the playoffs.
Okay.
I was always the one that came out first, and there's always a leprechaun out on the floor. I'd go out and spit right on the leprechaun, rub my foot in it, and then go down and make a big dunk. Away we went.
Okay.
The tension was obviously high, and in one game, Robert Parish said, "I feel like Laimbeer took some cheap shots at me. I guarantee something will break out if they let it go next time." And though nothing happened the rest of that series, the very next year they met again in the Eastern Conference
You're supposed to
Finals.
really punch him,
and
bro.
in Game 4, it got crazy.
Okay.
Open people. See Sting. And the 24-second clock goes down, and Bird. See Sting. And the 24-second clock goes down, and Bird. And Laimbeer go at it. Larry Bird and Bill Laimbeer have both been ejected from the game.
How's he ejected?
Now there's Bird throwing the ball at Laimbeer, and Rodman coming over.
Larry Bird said, "Laimbeer was backing away from me, didn't want any part of me. I wish they would have cleared the court for about 15 minutes and just let us go at each other." And Bill Laimbeer, in classic Bill Laimbeer fashion, he said, "I didn't do a thing. I tried to grab hold of him to break his fall, and Larry came up swinging. I was victim. I tried to grab hold of him to break his fall, and Larry came up
Come
swinging.
on, bro.
I was victimized." And Larry Bird responded, "Sure, he wasn't trying to hurt me, and I was trying to throw the ball at the referee. Bill's face just got in the way."
When you play the same team 4, 5, 6, 7 times right in a row within the space of about 2 weeks, it's got to be bad tempo. Our ball club, I always feel, were retaliators, not instigators. And I think the other team, like Detroit, they are the instigators.
And in that next game, when Bill Laimbeer tried to come out and shake Larry Bird's hand, Larry looked at Bill and said, "Go f*** yourself. I always have respect for my opponents," Larry said. "But in my instance, I think Laimbeer was trying to hurt me."
Okay.
So in Game 5, the Celtics got their revenge.
Let's see it. Come
I
on.
was at the game, and the crowd just had so much hatred for Laimbeer for that game. I've never been in any sort of a sporting event where the crowd.
Comment down below the dirtiest player in the NBA today. Who you think? I have an idea who you may comment down, but comment down below who you think is. Like, comment down below a player who you will put on the same level as Bill Laimbeer.
I hated a player that much. And I still am convinced to this day that the crowd convinced Parish to punch him in the second quarter.
Oh, no question.
Very gingerly tried to shoot that shot.
Nice play by Darren Day. It doesn't fall. The tip by Parish. He can't get it to fall, and Parish takes Laimbeer to the ground with a right forearm. Well, they had said it was only a matter of time till somebody did this.
Laimbeer, he had it coming. He had it coming.
Because you watch the replay, and it was like barely he did anything.
It's going to happen 2 plays before.
The cameras just got
Let's
the
see.
part where Robert got mad, see? But nobody saw Laimbeer's elbow that hit him in the neck.
Okay,
Right
yep.
by the Adam's apple. And all he did was react because people are sick and tired of this guy with the baby face, putting his hands up all the time. Who, me?
Acting like he
Meanwhile,
didn't do
He'll
shit.
sucker punch you. He'll do everything in the game.
Come on, man.
So as I said once before, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah, I was kind of looking over my shoulder, Max. I thought I was going to get sucker punched, to be honest. In the heat of the battle, we had changed.
Why is this so glitchy? Is it because it's old footage?
Then a few elbows that passed between us, and then I just lost my throwing punches. So I couldn't believe I lost my composure like that. That was the first time ever.
This play epitomized 80s basketball because not only did this flurry of punches result in no ejections and no technicals, but they didn't even call a foul. They just kept playing.
That's why they called it NBA Today Soft, because they allowed some shit like this to happen. Granted, Bill Laimbeer had it coming. You had that shit coming, bro. I'm talking directly to you. You had it coming. All that cheap shots, all the bullshit you was doing, you know, and now it came back to haunt you. So, who knows? The NBA may have all been in cahoots. The rest might have been like, fuck it, he deserved it. We ain't calling nothing. He been doing bullshit forever. So we gonna let this happen. We ain't gonna call no fouls. We gonna let it be. And this is gonna be a story for the NBA books for time and time to come. So maybe they always in on this shit. Y'all think so? I think so.
And Larry Bird called it a good deed.
A good deed.
But sometimes, in the words of the great Frank Sinatra, the best revenge is massive success.
Facts.
Later on
Facts.
in the game, Larry Bird made the greatest play of his entire career.
What was it?
We knew we had to win that game. Both teams knew that whoever won Game 5 was probably going to win the series. Casey had to play the starters almost
good
the whole
shot,
game.
good fade.
And so our guys were just completely worn out.
There's Bird off the screen from the corner. Big basket by Larry Bird. That's a two-pointer. Detroit by 3 with a minute 13, and Bird has 36.
The Celtics had been to the finals in 84, 85, 86, and now it's 87. We're all beat up. The guys that are playing are hurt. So, you know, it was just guts. It was just a guts and pride.
3:41 to go in the game. Detroit leading by 2, and that man is playing on nothing but heart. He went out with an ankle injury that would keep most people out of the game, came back in, and now he's twisted it again.
Shit.
Now, the Boston moment, that was a heartbreaking moment. What was heartbreaking about that moment is I had made the game-winning shot.
Everybody wants to beat the Pistons. Right now, Boston is first in line in that desire. They lead by 1, 27 seconds to go.
But I was on Isaiah Thomas, and he went one-on-one against me at the top of the floor. I thought I played pretty good defense, and Isaiah didn't get in the paint, and he took a jump shot, a contested jump shot, and it went in.
Let's see. It's a good defense. Let's see.
16 seconds. Seasoning right in his face. Thomas with a very big bucket.
We go to the timeout.
It's tough defense. That's a tough shot.
Bird's going to get it.
Good
either
defense,
left
tough shot.
Side or the right side. And we got the play figured out. We sent him left. About 5 of us come over there to try to block the shot.
There's Bird with the ball against Mahorn.
He'll take it to the hoop. You can bet. He's going to try to draw a foul.
It's blocked.
Oh, yeah. This is that play.
And Seasting hit it off of a Detroit player. No.
Ball goes out of bounds, and I'll never forget, everything just went in slow motion. So I run over, we look at the bench, no timeout, nothing. So I run over and I grab the ball.
Detroit should have called a timeout, Brian, because they had a timeout left. They could advance the ball down to the other end of the floor. There's a shot.
Damn, y'all had a timeout when this shit happened. I already know the play that's about to happen. Y'all had a timeout and didn't call it?
Somewhere there's a photo that I saw that Chuck Daly is standing by their bench with his hands up, calling timeout. Isaiah, I remember to this day, he's standing there like this to the referee. Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Trying to hurry up.
So I grabbed the ball from the referee. Laimbeer's a good foul shooter. I never had taken the ball out. That wasn't my thing, right? I throw it up. Birds.
So that wasn't his thing. Okay. So point guard is always the one who should be taking the ball out, or someone who, it depends who's on the out of bounds. If the person has height and the point guard isn't tall, then it's probably hard for him to see over it. Usually you want someone who can see over everything. But usually you don't want your two guard who's really just a catch and shoot. You don't want a catch and shoot player to take out the ball. You want someone who understands passing and things of that nature, which is usually the point guard to take out the ball. So he was in so much of a rush that I guess, who was it?
Ball out. That wasn't my thing, right? I throw it up. Bird sneaks in.
He, like I said in previous videos, he has to step to the ball. Yes, Isaiah Thomas has to see everything. That's why they say that's a real point guard decision, to be able to take the ball out of bounds. But he also has to step to the ball. He didn't step to the ball. He waited for the ball to come in, which allows Larry Bird to jump the gap and get the steal.
Didn't even see him.
Bird was moving right when he was inbounding the pass. And when you look at it from a couple different film angles,
He literally just gave him the ball.
Right to him on the move. And I had my back to where he was stealing the ball. So when I turned around, I was probably more shocked than anybody in the whole stadium that Bird had the ball in his hands.
And this is probably one of the most incredible plays that's ever happened against me and that probably I've ever witnessed. From an athletic standpoint, two people being in sync and just Bird just playing every second. And that's what the Celtics taught us, to play every second, not to play 47 and a half minutes, but to play a full 48.
Right.
And he had a smirk on it. He knew the game was over, and he almost had a smile on his face when they gave him the ball, and he did not see Bird at all.
But the thing I remember the most is that Joker. This is the out of bounds line. That Joker caught the ball, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, he going out of bounds. That dude did this, like a ballerina, right? And if you go back and you watch the play, that dude is on his toes. The baseline is right up under his toes. And in my mind, he must have stood there for about 5 seconds because everything was going in slow motion in my mind, right? And it's like, damn.
I mean, it was a good play, but it looked like he caught it pretty. Maybe he made it look simple.
He must have stood there for about 5 seconds because everything was going in.
He was not on. He had enough. I mean, it's a tough catch, but you kind of exaggerating it a little bit, and that's no slight to Larry Bird, but. I don't know. From here, it looked like not an easy catch, but it don't look like he had to really use crazy balance.
Slow motion in my mind, right? And it's like, damn, how you doing that? And then DJ, out of nowhere, right? Right. They are so in tune. They are so in sync. He catches Bird hits him. He catches the basketball, lay it up.
Now they called a timeout.
I'm walking to the huddle, and as I come back out of the huddle, right, we try to take the ball out of bounds or whatever. Larry walks by and he goes, wow. Winks at me.
That shit would have pissed me off, man.
The Celtics won that series in 7 games. When Bill Laimbeer tried to shake Larry Bird's hand again, Larry just ignored it and walked straight through it. Larry Bird said, "I don't like Bill Laimbeer. Why should I shake his hand?" Even Isaiah Thomas, who was Bill Laimbeer's teammate for 11 years on the Bad Boy Pistons, had this to say about him. To tell you the truth, if I didn't know Bill, I wouldn't like him either. And when the Celtics retired Larry Bird's jersey in 1993, that hatred was still there.
What did he say? He said something about him?
Seems like a perfect night. I mean, except for the fact that Bill Laimbeer couldn't be here. What would you tell him if he was?
We would probably hang him up with my number.
Because back in the day, the animosity was not for show. When they hated each other,
You see, Larry Bird has a reason to not like him. And to not want to shake his hand because of the bullshit he was doing. Granted, Bill Laimbeer could come to him as a man and apologize, and it's on Bill Larry Bird if he wants to forgive him or not. Maybe he does forgive him, but maybe he's still like, nah, fuck you. Michael Jordan has a reason not to like the Pistons because of the bullshit they was doing, the hard ass fouls, the cheap shots, all that bullshit. He still shook their hands when he lost, but Isaiah Thomas didn't shake his hand for whatever reason. The team didn't shake hands, so I wasn't gonna be the only person for whatever reason. So I'll excuse Larry Bird's. Because this person was actually trying to really hurt this man and fuck him over. Isaiah Thomas, y'all team was the one fucking MJ over with all the bullshit y'all was doing. Not saying that it isn't a little petty shit on both of y'all ends with MJ Isaiah Thomas, but I can see why. You should have shook his hand. Really, you the one who was trying to fuck him over.
Stop when they retired. They were enemies for life.
I hate Larry Bird. I respect the hell out of that man.
I respect Isaiah Thomas's talent, no matter how much I hate him. Yeah, I respect his game.
But Bill Laimbeer's hate was on a...
See, if I could say I don't fuck with this person, or I really do hate this person, hate is a strong-ass word, but I respect him as a basketball player. I mean, that's respect, right? I don't fuck with dude. I hate him. But I respect the hell of him as a basketball player. He said Isaiah Thomas is number 2 behind Magic. Isaiah Thomas only paid attention to the I hate you though.
Another level because he didn't respect anybody, not even his own teammates. In his last Detroit Pistons practice before he retired, Laimbeer elbowed the star player Isaiah Thomas and broke his rib.
What?
When Isaiah Thomas got angry, Laimbeer elbowed him again.
How do you know that?
Laimbeer once said, "I don't fight, I agitate, then walk away."
Where you said that at?
Isaiah Thomas didn't let him walk away because in retaliation, Isaiah Thomas punched Bill Laimbeer in the head, breaking his own hand, resulting in Isaiah being sidelined for 8 weeks.
Damn.
Like I said, I can see why nobody liked him.
I don't give an inch at all on the court. I don't give anybody any respect. I think that's the major problem with a lot of other players is I don't respect their game. If they happen to get in the way, well, that's not my fault. That's their fault. I make no apologies for my game throughout my career. Whatever the general public thinks about my style of play, I really could care less.
You can tell.
You left the bad blood on the court for the most part, but not with Laimbeer.
I
You never really ever liked Laimbeer in any social situation.
No.
Yeah.
And it's because he was a dirty player.
Larry Bird. Sitting next to you right now, would you talk to him? Would you have a conversation with him? What would you say?
I'd probably go to a different table.
Anyway, if y'all like this video, y'all know what to do. Get at me on the next reaction. Rest in peace to Kari, X, my grandma, both our grandmas, and I'll see y'all ass again when I see y'all ass again. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you're new, and I'm gone.